What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. In this video, I want to go over the new Social Security increase for 2023 and the Social Security raise for 2023 new payment schedule, when you're going to get your raise. And more importantly, well, maybe not more importantly, but also I want to show you here, President Biden wants to enact 3 Social Security changes in 2023. We're going to go over that here in this video as well. One of which Republicans and Democrats are trying to fix Social Security. And they're going to be taking that up here probably this year, maybe even starting in January. So we'll be going over that here in this video as well. Also in this video, we'll talk about why President Biden wants to pass the Social Security increase of $2,400 a year and increase the solvency for 75 years. Very important in this video. If you're new to our channel and you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on our new videos that come out here every day. And also click the bell icon after you subscribe. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. And remember that this new Social Security raise of 8.7% is the largest raise in 41 to 42 years since 1981, depending on how you're calculating, if you're calculating since 2022 or since 2023. So 41 to 42 years. And it's actually the 4th largest Social Security raise ever. So from November's CPI inflation rating, inflation has gone down to 7.1%, but the 8.7% Social Security COLA raise is locked in for everybody on the Social Security or underneath the Social Security umbrella. So if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, survivors, you're going to get the 8.7%. You're going to get it for the whole year, every month, and in perpetuity going forward. So that's a good thing, even though inflation's coming down. We're seeing inflation mostly come down in areas like gas prices. A lot of states are seeing gas prices in the $2-ish range. Some states in the low $3 range. If you're in California, sorry about that, but I know you're not quite there. Probably will never be there with your state taxes and the different blend of gas you have. But we're seeing gas prices come down, home prices come down, and car prices come down. But unfortunately, interest rates are going up. I'll keep you up to date here on the channel on that, because the Federal Reserve, is planning to raise interest rates here probably a couple more times this year. That not only affects home mortgage rates and car loans and personal loans, but that also raises your interest rates on your credit cards. Credit card interest rates are at the highest they have ever been, ever. The average credit card interest rate is now around 20%, with the highest credit card interest rates around 35%. And they're probably going to go even higher. So I'll keep you up to date here on what they plan to do with that as well. Okay, so here's the new December and January payment schedule for Social Security. This is directly from the Social Security Administration. Also, thanks for liking and sharing these videos. It helps out our channel. Completely free to do so, and I appreciate it. Sharing these videos will help it get out to other people that need to know this. You could do that here at the end of this video. So I want to go over this here briefly, just because it's very confusing for a lot of people when they're getting their raise. It's very important because this is the 4th largest raise ever. And some people are getting what they call double payments, and there's a lot of misinformation about this. Yes, some people are getting double payments, okay? People on SSI and people who get both Social Security and SSI, okay? If you get SSI, you're getting a double payments in December. Okay, you can see it right here, December 1st and December 30th. Okay, but that just means that you're getting your January payment early. Okay, because you can see the SSI, Supplemental Security Income people, are not getting a January payment because their January payment is being paid early because of the holiday New Year's Day. Happy New Year's, by the way. Yeah, hopefully 2023 will be a little less crazy than 2022. I remember saying that about 2022, that 2022 would hopefully be less crazy than 2021, and that 2021 would be less crazy than 2020. And yet we haven't seen less crazy years yet. This pandemic has been something else. But yeah, so you're going to get your raise if you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, technically in 2022 on December 30th. If you're watching this actually after that happens, you may have already got it. But yeah, so you're going to get it a few days early because of the holiday and also because of the weekend, December 30th. But you won't technically get it in January because of those days. The other payment dates here on January 11th, 18th, and 25th, if your birthdays fall on the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, the fourth Wednesday. So if your birthdays falls on the second Wednesday, if your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th, you'll get paid on the second Wednesday. As you can see here, January 11th. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, you'll get your payments on the 18th. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, you'll get paid on the fourth Wednesday, the 25th. Besides that, you'll get paid on January 3rd if you receive Social Security before May 1997, or if you receive both Social Security and SSI. Social Security is paid on the 3rd, and normally SSI on the 1st, but again, there's that exception here. Okay, this payment schedule is directly from the Social Security Administration, so you can see that right here. I didn't make these charts up or anything. I got this directly from SSA. So, yeah, in fact, I'll scroll this up here so you can see this is directly from them. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And you can leave a comment or a question down below in the comments section. You'll see our YouTube community here is absolutely stellar. We have thousands and thousands of members. In fact, we're nearing 500,000 subscribers. And you'll see that we have the warmest YouTube family here. So if you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. But next up, I want to jump into this here so you can see this here and some of the things here on the legislative agenda for Congress, the House, and the Senate this upcoming year in 2023. President Biden wants to enact these 3 Social Security changes in 2023. Will he succeed? For decades now, Social Security has been one of the most divisive topics in politics, which is certainly saying something because you consider just how politics are these days, and how politicians are. But with Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance Trust Fund that helps provide money for Social Security benefits starting to decline and is expected to be depleted by 2035. And actually, they just said with this Social Security raise of 8.7% that it actually could be depleted earlier than anticipated. This is no longer an issue that lawmakers can afford to punt on if something isn't done in the next 12 years to shore up the program, then retirees could be looking at a significant cut to their benefits. President Joe Biden is well aware of this and is working to make changes that will better fund the program and also improve current benefits, which many argue are not adequate enough to help keep up with the high cost of living. Here are 3 Social Security changes that President Biden wants to enact in 2023. Will he succeed? Number 1, shore up funding. As I mentioned above, the biggest problem facing Social Security right now is that the OASDI trust fund will soon be out of money. When that happens, the Social Security Administration only expects to be able to cover about 77% of scheduled benefits, which means that we'll have to reduce your benefits. The main way Social Security funds pays out benefits is through payroll taxes. Individuals and employers, companies, must each pay 6.2% Social Security tax on their earned wages. Self-employed individuals must pay basically both of those shares for a total of 12.4%. The idea is that you pay into the program while you are younger and working full time, and then you collect your benefits, basically kind of plus interest and the cost of living adjustment, which is kind of the interest, once you retire or are close to retirement. But there is a limit on how much of an individual's earnings can be taxed for Social Security or collected. In 2023, that limit is $160,000. These payroll taxes, however, haven't been enough to cover scheduled benefits, which is why the trust fund has been drained. Also, remember infamously that Congress got their greedy little hands on the Social Security trust funds in the past and kind of borrowed money from the Social Security trust fund and, well, never really gave it back. Talk about that here in a second. One idea by many Democrat politicians to increase the amount of an individual's earnings can be taxed to $250,000 or more. Biden does seem to agree with this idea in general. I'll expand on this here in a second. Noting in President Biden's plan that he wants high-earning Americans to pay the same taxes on their earnings as middle-class families do. But he hasn't gone as far as some Democrats' proposals and said that nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in taxes. Quote, nobody. That's a quote directly from the president. There are a couple different plans here that I will talk about here. Former Social Security Administration Deputy Commissioner Andrew Biggs earlier this year stated in an op-ed that Biden's position could actually lead to a bipartisan solution. However, big tax hikes are usually difficult to push through Congress. So if somebody like this is going to happen, I suspect it will take a lot of political capital. So as part of this plan, Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and basically this is an extension of Joe Biden's initial plan that he campaigned on. All these bills are slightly different versions of the plan. One version of the plan is to enact this on high-income earners making over $250,000. One version of the plan is on high-income earners making over $400,000. But the idea is to make these high-income earners pay into the Social Security system and pay into the Social Security system, pay their taxes, and then this would bring in enough money into the Social Security system to not only extend the solvency for Social Security by 75 years, it would bring in that much money, but it would also be able to pay out an additional $2,400 a year for everybody on Social Security. You can see here, this is directly from Senator Bernie Sanders' page on his Senate.gov page. And this is actually backed by about 200 different Democrats and independents from Congress. What happens is that people that it was $147,000 last or in 2022, and in 2023 it's actually going to go up to $160,000, which is actually a pretty significant jump because of inflation. But what happens is that people that make millions and millions of dollars only actually end up paying a small percentage-wise of their income on Social Security taxes. But there's a lot of people that make millions or even billions of dollars, but only pay a small fraction percentage-wise of their income in Social Security payroll taxes. Well, if they actually ended up paying percentage-wise all of their income in Social Security payroll taxes, that would bring in a lot of money. And there's a lot of people that make a lot of money. And if they taxed all of that income on Social Security taxes, well, it's safe to say it would bring in a lot of income. Social Security themselves, the actual administration, which is not Democrats and not Republicans. There's just people that just go to work. There's a mix of both of them in there. There's no political association there. They're just people that have worked there for 20 or 30 years. They sent their mathematicians to do the math on this, and they actually said, yes, it would actually bring in enough money to extend the solvency by 75 years and pay out these extra benefits. So it seems like a no-brainer. The interesting thing about this is that Republicans actually want to do the same thing. They have a proposal to tax the wealthy as well. Their bill just doesn't want to pay out the extra benefits. They just want to keep the money in the Social Security system so that Social Security just has more money to remain more solvent. So there is probably a pretty good solution or compromise in there, seeing how both parties want to do a very similar idea there. And this is what they're going to be working on. One of the things they're going to be working on here in 2023. So I'll keep you up to date here on this. Also, number two, changing the COLA calculation. Each year, the Social Security Administration incorporates a cost of living adjustment. You know it as that 8.7% raise you're getting, which is based on inflation. The goal is to try to prevent retirees' benefit from losing purchasing power as the cost of living increases. Currently, it's calculated by the CPIW, the Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers, which tracks a market basket of consumer goods and services. But many argue that this index is not really representative of common expenses that many older Americans claiming Social Security have. Many would rather see the COLA calculation made using this consumer price index for Americans 62 years of age and older, CPIE, because most recipients can't claim Social Security benefits until the age of 62. Biden also supports this plan. Using CPIE would have resulted in higher cost of living raises over the years. So if they actually switch to this other method of calculation or this other CPIE index, you would actually get larger raises for COLA, Social Security raises. History has shown, data has shown, than has currently happened. And there is several proposed bills in Congress to do this. Number three, revolutionize the special minimum benefit. SSA, Social Security Administration, offers a special minimum benefit that is essentially Social Security benefits for individuals who have earned low earnings over a long period of time. To qualify for these special minimum benefits, a retiree must have worked at least 11 years, although you need to have worked 30 years to qualify for a full special minimum benefit that isn't prorated. In 2023, people will need to have earned $17,820 to qualify for a special minimum benefit. In 2022, the special minimum benefit started at $45.50 per month for a worker with at least 11 years of coverage. A worker with 30 years of coverage would get $950.80, but the qualifications and rules for the program and the way they've changed over the years have made the special benefit difficult to qualify for, and only 32,000 people received the special minimum benefit in 2019 for the whole country. So they want to change that. So you can see here, there's several different things here. The first two especially are very, very big things that if Congress can change, increase Social Security benefits, and basically increase the cost of living adjustments that could happen every year just by changing that index, could also be very, very important as well. And there's bills in Congress right now that they could pass. They literally just need Republican and Democratic support, and they also need to make sure that there's funding for this. They also could just give back the money that they've basically stolen from it in the past. You think about this here, that really, I mean, they pass bills like they just passed a $250 billion bill for the CHIPS Act, for large corporations, and they passed that and just put that on the national deficit. It's just literally just went to the national debt, and nobody paid for it. You think about some of the last stimulus packages, like the first stimulus package that was underneath Trump was $2.2 trillion. The third stimulus package that was underneath Biden was $1.9 trillion. Nobody paid for either one of those. We'll just say $2 trillion for each of those, $4 trillion. Nobody paid for either of those. They both just went to the national debt, $4 trillion, and, well, nobody paid for them. So to think that they can't do something like that for Social Security and just fund it, that can also happen as well. So not everything has to be like, oh, we have to take money from people to pay for some of these programs. So remember, Social Security took money from Social Security, or Congress took money from Social Security and never gave it back. So you can let me know your thoughts here in the Congress or in the comments, and I will keep you up to date here. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel down below so you don't miss out on new videos and progress on these bills. I will keep you up to date here. Click the bell icon after you subscribe. Remember, new videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to like and share our videos with everybody that you need to know about. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And here is my other video on a Social Security bill that just passed new funding for. Click on that video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.